Well, I want to go to the ITT one.
That's for our Welsh language so publican. Alright. The rest, we still do shoot some things on location, but most we do out here if we can. Properties, as you can see, are just facades. There's no depth to them. Nothing behind the doors in reality, apart from some stored cables and things like that.
It looks real.
It does look real, and it has fooled people on lots and lots of occasions. Lots and lots of occasions we've come up and people say, "Oh, I thought it was a real street." Yeah, you don't normally have cables going through people's letterboxes. We will go out and have a look in a minute. Yeah, yes, that'd be fine, thank you. It's not too bad, I think, today. Okay, everybody. As I said, welcome to Cardiff. What actually happens as you walk through those doors, it is now, what's the date today, the 14th of April?
14th.
We are around about the middle of May in filming terms. Alright, we film Poblicon some 4 to 6 weeks in advance. Number of reasons for that. It allows us a nice long editing time so we can polish the programme and make it look really impressive, or hopefully anyway. And B, if any of our lead actors go sick, it means we don't have to write them out of the script. The script writers don't have to do rewrites. They have time. They can shoot their scenes at a later date, and we just slot them in the editing process. Okay. As you can see, now we're out here. The actual depth of the property, the fact they're just facades. It was built about 13 years ago now, 12, 13 years ago now. And it was built very much like you see a supermarket going up. Very much a steel structure with the outside going on. The only difference being, and I have no idea what that was, the only difference being that this had to look exactly similar to the previous location we shot at. So our viewers would have a seamless change. A bit like Crime Watch, really. We didn't want the viewers to have notice any difference whatsoever. So it went up looking aged, is what I'm trying to say. It's aged further. Mother Nature has weathered it, just like it does your own houses at home. And again, as you walk about the lot, you will notice that some of the properties are better kept up than others. Again, that's a deliberate thing. It's not that we wanted to make one and not the other one. It's just that's what happens in reality.
In real life, yes.
So we need to recreate reality as much as we can.
They're a bit more house proud over there with the butterflies.
They are a bit more house proud, yes. You can see the ones that are a bit tattered. Down here. We're going to have a look now in a second. Nothing behind the doors. So this is the lot. And those two numbers there, so those two up by the glass corridor.
When you see it on TV.
It does look hugely bigger on it, and that's clever.
And that covers that, doesn't it?
Does they use like...
Shoot this way. Once you shoot up at that end, you frame shot really tightly.
Does they use the special effects?
Yeah, you can do.
Into the walls.
Into the walls you film, and you frame shot 5 times so that you don't see it, which is that corridor's on the
Who bumped it, making this?
This is for Poblicon. Poblicon goes out 5 nights a week on SLC with a good old omnibus edition.
I have to watch it on the investment type.
On a
Welsh channel, isn't it? Welsh.
On a Sunday afternoon. With its
Well, I've
English.
done my own in.
Yeah.
I'm watching it go, oh yeah, what did you say?
With the English language subtitles burnt in. It is a brilliant programme for Welsh learners. Not just chatty Welsh, just conversational Welsh. It's not the grammatical Welsh that you learn in lessons. It is chatty Welsh. And it's a brilliant programme for Welsh learners to practice with. So there we are. Any surprises? I know you said you think it looks a lot bigger on screen. Is it what you expected? Yeah.
But I can see people standing there talking that I've seen on the television. In the shop.
I know, it's odd, isn't it? One programme we have here, as you will know, Poblicon is an amalgam of a mid-Wales town, or a number of mid-Wales towns. It is sort of the 8 people mid-Wales town. Therefore, it is meant to be quite a ways from the sea. Cardiff isn't a ways from the sea. And
Seagulls.
oh yes, Broadcasting House here has flat roofs, as you can see, covered in flat roofs, which are a major attraction to nesting seagulls. So what we have to do at the height of the season, when the seagulls are wheeling around and screaming and shouting, if only, we have to strip out that noise in the editing process, because it would be distracting for viewers. And we have to replace it with real bird song, because you need some sort of bird song. But obviously that's seagulls.
I can
So
tell it's not real.
you can see from this angle, you can see from there, but down on the ground when you're looking at it from that corridor, it does look
Some
really...
are rendered and some are wood, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, well, they're all, some of them are render over wood.
Right.
So there's mostly just a plyboard, wood, NDF, something like that on a steel structure, which is then rendered over. As you can see, we are once our drama village in Roath Loch in Cardiff Bay is finished. Publicum will be one of the programmes that move down there along with Casualty. Okay, it won't be filmed here on site. That will give us an opportunity.
You have to move all the...
Oh, it'll be recreated. It'll be recreated and recreated in a way which we can shoot in HD. This could not be shot in HD in this condition. A HD camera would pick up all the little flaws that you can see with your naked eye, but which you would notice on screen, you don't notice once we're on screen.
Yeah.
As I say, the move will allow us to do that. But as to when that will be, I'm not really quite sure. It depends on all these things of usual builders and that.
No one guys, right?
Stand on the black here. Probably better not to film in here if you don't mind, okay?
No, thank you.
Sorry. Surprise, guys. This is
Not far off, is
it's
it?
not far off, is it? This is the gallery that runs the new studio. The busiest studio we have here on site that's on air every day. Alright, I'm not going to bore you all by going through all those monitors, but I'll just give you the headlines. The top row, most of which start OS. Right, OS 9 is Narberth. Narberth, I think today is the Wales Today pre-election hustings tour. Okay, that will be the satellite, one of the satellite vehicles who's there sending pictures back into Wales Today. Alright, so that covers most of the top line. Alright, the only other thing that usually surprises people is where it says Snoop camera. You see?
I was just going to ask about that.
Yeah, on the right. Snoop camera allows... I'll tell you what, you guys do your photos and I'll chat if that's okay. Is that okay with you?
It's fine.
Carl, you were next. I'm having mine taken with that Norligans house in the
Good afternoon.
I'm on a
Welcome to
piece of
Wales.
paper as well.
Oh, I've got a special surprise for you then. You shouldn't have said that.
I'm going to read the
You
news.
should get him more
I
from the
got
side,
something
Les, because you could get the new Withian in the background
Stay
then.
there then, Carl.
Good afternoon.
Sorry.
Welcome to
Couple
Wales.
of ways.
Oh, right, okay. You got...
Have better train service like Cardiff Central to
Oh,
Newcastle. You want to go with that?
About the trains.
Okay, right. Welcome to
The
Sesame
headlines
to
today.
This is our new
Work
studio.
out page 4.
This is our new studio, and it's what's known as a lightbox studio. As you can see, there's not many props and things in it. And a lightbox studio does what it says on the tin. It's a box with lights on it, which inside it, which hopefully, when we're on air, gives an impression that there's a newsroom behind us. When they're all lit up, it does.
Yeah.
All right, they don't, but there you go.
Where do they do the weather?
The weather would be done from that screen there at lunchtime, because we only use this half of the studio, because it's
It's
only a
real.
50-minute. Yeah. Okay. So the rest of the for our longer program tonight, our half-hour flagship program, we use the whole of the studio. We have sort of a hard news area that way, Shall we, you take your photo, go on. I don't want to walk across. I think Sir should read the news, everybody, do you? Right. There's your auto cue. You can look at whichever camera you want to. Alright. There's a foot pedal and by your right hand. Yeah, right, press. At lunchtime, the newsreader would have been in here on their own. Jane, I think it probably was. Controlling the speed of the auto cue herself.
Scary mind, isn't it, when you're there on your own?
It is.
10 million people watching.
I know.
Your foot slips and then that's it. You've got the end of the news.
Going back is really difficult on that. Okay.
In 3 weeks until we go to the polls, Welsh, you have to really go. It depends how fast you read. I suppose you've got time on it. Welsh Labour have been launching their manifesto promising to stand up for Wales against Westminster cuts. Good afternoon. Also this lunchtime, as Catherine Zeta-Jones gets treatment for bipolar, experts hope the Swansea-born actress can help address the stigma of mental health issues. And Glamorgan's first county championship home game is underway, but the wickets tumble as the batsmen struggle against Gloucestershire. It's like you've got to know how fast you speak and time it to your foot.
You have.
Let me have my photo done.
Not only that, you have to time it to how long we've got left on the programme. We've got a 15-minute programme. We only have that little slot. Alright? So you have to do it to your speed of speech. You know, yours was quite a steady speed. I talk quite quickly. But you have to remember we've got to fit it into this programme. So you have to match it to that. You also have to have time for the weather to be done. And when you watch the weather, be it Banaz, be it Derek, be it Sue, be it whoever it is, however far you run that auto cue, you will not find the weather on there. Because the weather person closes the programme. So if something's gone wrong, if we've dropped a story and we've got a little bit more time, they can do a long weather bulletin. And Derek will tell you about the tide times and all that sort of thing. Yeah. Or if something's gone wrong and we've run out of time, he's got a minute to say, and tomorrow the sun is going to shine, thank you very much, I'll tell you more tonight. So if you see them doing that, the programme is usually overrun. Right. If they pad it out, then the programme has either, shortened in some way, or, you know, everything has gone to plan and he's had 2 minutes. Sorry, I do apologise.
Do you change the studio now and again?
Now and again it gets to, normally within the
and all
BBC,
this moon?
yeah, within the BBC branding, wherever you go, local and regional programmes normally have the same.
I think they sit there, don't they?
At night, we'll use this half of the programme for the first half, that half of the show.
Is that for Wales today?
But it's cool reading the news all on the
That's really worried you, isn't it?
I tell you what.
And what's it?
That's pressure on it.
You'll never watch it the same now. You'll watch it like
Should be going all that pub a minute, but she's having that so
I sat in that chair today, you see.
Tonight, when you see the programme tonight, she won't be on her own. There will be, or whomsoever it is, I'm not sure who's on shift tonight.
So is Lucy on that one now? Is that Lucy today or Lucy live?
Can I just run the auto for a sec? Lucy live.
15 or 6?
Yeah, no, Lucy's in. Yeah, it's Lucy's obviously
you have to figure it
Lucy is probably
in
in Narberth.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who's on tonight. I'll run it to the end. It might say. What is the media or anything else?
She used to live in the same village as my mum.
Did she?
Okay. She didn't cook anything.
I know what she used that for.
It was the output of the live camera in here. None of the cameras are live at the minute.
Can they actually see themselves on there?
Yes, they can.
Yeah,
yes,
so
they can.
They can sort of see what they're doing.
They can see what they're doing.
Oh, I suppose how quick my shirt's and
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, there is that. And you will notice as I run that, there probably won't be a. Can you see that says OOV?
Yeah.
Move. That means out of.
I want to do the Cardiff. Yes.